What is up, you guys? My name is Danny with the fat ass.
My name is Irma with the big ass titties.
I'm Comadre with the piojos.
And this is Let's Talk Pendejadas. As you guys can see, we have my comadre up in here.
How are you?
Estoy bien aquí, enjoying it.
Dude, I'm so hot. Like, I just can't stand right now. The room is like so hot. You don't feel hot?
No, I love layering, so yo ya me acostumbré. Tori knows I used to go to the gym in the summer in a sweatshirt, like a hoodie.
Stop.
Oh
and
my
full
God.
sweats.
Girl, you're
Es
crazy.
que I cover up a lot.
I don't want them to see my chichis.
You first need to do your OnlyFans and then...
Yo también las tengo grande. Don't be looking though.
I'm sorry. I mean, you want to share bras? You know?
Maybe.
For a lot of people that don't know, he is actually a TikToker and he does a lot of other social media. So Instagram. Do you do YouTube?
Not yet. I want to, pero...
You need to get on the YouTube game because bitch, you're so funny to me.
Honestly.
Like,
Thank you.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Soy Jesus. Hago videos. Literally, I feel like my videos son like random. I feel like I'm more on like Spanglish TikTok porque me gusta combinar de los dos.
Right.
Pero I kind of just do whatever. Like I use audios, I talk.
You know what you do, and this is what I do sometimes. And I just saw your latest TikTok. There was like a hot guy, and then you turned it back to yourself, and you like said something. I can't really remember what you said, but I just thought it was funny because I'm like, literally, that's me letting my intrusive thoughts get to me.
Desde chiquito, yo soy más chiquito de 5. Siempre dicen que Dios te da lo que no aguantas. Mi family's muy like closed off, like muy conservative in that aspect. Que son calladitos, muy católicos. Y
And then you came out.
yo salí.
Oh my
So
God.
I've been like very outgoing con las cosas que digo. Mi mamá dice que me habían pegado en la boca más cuando estaba chiquito porque I say stuff sometimes like se me sale.
Oh my God.
Like I really do let my intrusive thoughts win. There was a time where like I farted on TikTok. One time someone was just like, oh, when she farts, and I literally had a fart ready, so I just recorded and I farted, and I was like, I smiled and I posted it pensando, ay, es una pendejada, and people liked it, and I was like, that was just an intrusive thought to like post that.
But before we get started, we want to go ahead and give a big thank you to one of our followers. And we're going to get started with our segment, Tequila of the Week. Today's Tequila of the Week, we actually have Patron. He ended up telling us
That he's a tequila fanatic.
yeah, like he wanted to do some shots. So we decided to do the first ever shot in Let's Talk Pendejada history.
Yeah.
So I'm super kind of excited because one, Irma doesn't really like shots like that.
Unfortunately.
But I love shots. Okay, ladies. So we have limones in the front, and then under your seat is a copra. There's orange juice if you want to taste it down. I am a very down queen. My throat is very, very, very lubricant. So I do not need any of this. You want some?
Do you want some juice?
Échamelo just in case.
Okay.
Like I haven't drank since like a week.
No week.
No, and me and Alan literally last night, we were a little high. And I was like, hey, what's the purpose of us drinking? I've been drinking every single day. But I was just kind of like realizing that I drink a lot. And I think it's because we're in our 20s.
Yeah.
You know? How old are you?
22, no?
Yeah.
So when I first saw you on TikTok, you gave me like vibes of like 15.
You know, people say I'm like, I feel like I don't look that young, pero people
Really?
say that.
No, I honestly feel like you look really young.
Yes.
Thank you.
But that's a good thing though, because you have really good genes. So cuando ya crezcas old, you're gonna look like if you're in your 50s, you know?
True.
Ready, ladies? Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa el centro y pa dentro. Sorry, I need a like moment to like relax because then I'm gonna start sweating and then I'm gonna get drunk.
You got right now screaming.
Literally. Are you like a lightweight?
No, porque puedo tomar. I mix.
Oh.
Have you
I
ever
learned that
gotten
the hard
blacked
way.
out drunk?
Yes, I ended up in Paris, California.
Wait, what?
Why? What happened?
We were at a club and fui con mis friends and I blacked out twice, but let me tell you about this one first. Fuimos and they were like, oh, come to the parking lot before you enter so we can pregame. So they gave me like a mouthful and a half of vodka, just pour in my mouth, and I was like, okay. And they're like, wait, chug a Red Bull. And I was like, okay, me lo echo. Entramos and then we were like, okay, shots. Nos echamos un shot of tequila. Then someone was like, let's get an adios motherfucker. So we got it.
We're like, we're already here, let's
drink
drink.
it pretty fast. And then a girl was just standing by the bar and she's like, do you want this shot? And I was like, why don't you want it? And she was like, oh, es que ya, it's too much for me. And I was like, well, it's okay. So I took it. And then after that, I was feeling real good. And then I think it was another adios motherfucker that I had. And I was like, okay, like we're feeling it. But what got me, I ordered another round of tequila shots.
Oh my God.
So I got it. The thing que me asusta about me, which is why sometimes I'm careful, I'll be fine. I'll be like drunk until boom, like me pega de la nada.
Oh, fuck. That's the
So
worst.
I was just dancing and I felt like just drunk, but I felt fine. And then all of a sudden, my legs were weak and I feel one of my friends catch me. Last thing I remember, walking into the bathroom. Next thing you know, I wake up and I was like, where am I? And I was in his house. I posted on TikTok a while ago. But they have a video of them carrying me into their house. The ring caught it. I look like a dead body.
Oh my God.
And in the morning, cuando me levanté and I went downstairs, su mom was like, ¿Y tú eres el cuerpo que entró para adentro? And I was like, sí, señora, soy yo.
Sí, disculpe, no estaba muerto, nada más borracho. I'm the type of person, no matter how drunk I am, I will find a way to get home. I don't care if I am butt ass deep in fucking LA, I will find a way home no matter what. Because one, I can't sleep in somebody else's house. Two, like I feel like a burden to other people. And three, I don't want anybody else to take care of me but myself. Until like I know that I need to like relax.
Exactly.
Like I know the levels that I'm gonna hit. There's definitely a point I'm drinking tequila and then it just does not taste absolutely like anything and I'll just keep drinking it. I'll literally finish a bottle by myself and then everyone's like, where's the bottle? I'm like, oh my God, I'm drunk.
I can't do that, honestly. To the point where you guys, that it tastes like water, that's the point where I'm already getting nauseous and feeling nasty.
Oh, that's
At that point, I'm already like, okay, I'm gonna go to the restroom, I'm gonna do my thing, and then I'm gonna go knock out. Because, bitch, even after throwing up, I see people like going back out there drinking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes the first shot's the worst. I remember one time I went to this party with my friend and they gave me a shot. And as soon as I had it, I was like, look, we me vomité in the bushes. And after that, I took another one. And I was like, fine, like nothing.
Oh, I don't think I could do that.
And after that, I was like,
you're like, fiesta,
I'm like,
baila,
yeah. El primero me cayó mal, pero el segundo.
But you know what? I'm scared to get blacked out drunk, though. I feel like I've gotten once blacked out drunk when we went to the beach with Steph. And you know how it was in the trash cans right here at your backyard, and I was just
oh,
crying.
bitch, it wasn't at the beach. It was a party here. Irma got really drunk here at a party. I think it was my mom's party a long time ago. I don't remember what it was.
No, we went to the beach because I was knocked out in your bathroom at one point.
No, that's a different story. You're combining stories, ma'am.
Oh my gosh.
You've knocked out way too many times. There's one time where Irma ended up losing her keys. I didn't even know why she needed her keys. So she goes outside my house and she's looking and she's yelling, where are my keys? I can't find my keys. Nobody knew where she was at for like a while. She was walking down barefoot.
I don't even remember that. I don't remember shit,
my
man.
God. Okay.
And this is why I don't drink.
Well, enough about this alcohol talk because I'm craving another shot.
So we're gonna do it or
Don't
what?
tell me with a good time. Are you guys down for another shot? Okay, I'm down. I'm down, ladies. So we could spill the cheese and I get drunk and probably not remember this. All right?
The end of the podcast, everyone just knocked out.
Me?
You looking for your keys in the my keys.
We're all carrying you to the car.
That's happened before.
Really? Oh my God. Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa el centro y pa dentro. You know what's so crazy? Is that we're actually taking real shots. Like, we could have kind of faked it, no?
Low-key?
Like, just done
Ustedes
water.
nunca iban a saber.
Ustedes nunca saben si es cum.
It's like white. They're like, that's not tequila.
Es leche.
Es leche, pero de garrote.
I mean, it's squirt juice, right? I'm just kidding.
So I wanted to ask you a question in a sense of TikTok. Because realistically, when I discovered you, it was just like a random video. You were already pretty big at that moment. So like that was when I was barely starting to hit Spanish TikTok, when I was starting to create like Spanish stuff. So that's when I found you. Do you remember when was your biggest video that hit numbers that you were like, oh shit, I'm gonna do this for a good minute?
No, because I post a lot, but I can remember like a couple of videos that did pretty well. Like S1E11 with responding to Vinny Hacker.
Oh my God. Bitch, I forgot about him in a fat ass minute.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my God. What was the response video?
Okay, so he was talking about him working on his car to fill the hole in his heart. I forgot what I said, but I was like, fill my hole, or like something like that. And I don't know why, but it would, like I said, sometimes I just film randomly intrusive thoughts. Y son los que hacen mejor, and that one did really good.
Oh my God.
Another one que did good, I think, fui a Halloween Horror Nights. Y sometimes I have a hard time pronunciating ciertas palabras. So I was like, oh, Lex, ¿en dónde estamos? She's like, Halloween Horror. And I was like, Halloween Horror. Pero no me salía bien. And that one did really good too.
Oh,
so it's just
okay. It was just kind of like random videos come consistently like growing and growing and growing.
I think the most recent one's like when I made a Y si nos hacemos una maruchan con Valentina.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I actually ate maruchan that night. I remember.
Made me crave it.
I have a box in my house. Maruchan. Your number one clients right here, baby girl.
Please sponsor.
Asustense.
Do you still work? Like you're officially like full on social media wise? Oh, that's so good.
Honestly.
That's so good. Today's video is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save on your phone or on your computer.
Online shopping can be very annoying and difficult, I guess you could say, depending on the price of the cart. And honestly, I feel like I get very stressed about it. And it's really annoying, honestly. I'm not trying to spend so much money on clothes or on anything, really. I'm trying to save money. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like sometimes there's like no promo codes that are ready for you to save money. honey.
Or not only that, you don't even know when they expire. You're always putting them on there, and it's like another company says it's not expired. I'm like, girl, what do you mean? Thanks to Honey, manually searching online for a coupon code, it's a thing of the past.
Honey is a free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one onto your cart.
Imagine shopping on one of your favorite sites.
When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click apply coupon.
Wait a couple seconds and Honey will search the entire internet and they will go ahead and manually input it. All you have to do is wait a couple of seconds and Honey will go ahead and search all over the internet to apply any type of coupon, and you could see the price drop immediately. You guys already know all of my story times with Honey, and honestly I just used it the other day because you know that Halloween is coming up. So of course I want to save some money on some of my costumes, but honestly saving money made it a lot more easier because now I'm not just gonna dress as a one person, I'm gonna dress up as two people because Honey saved me that much money. Did you know that Honey doesn't just work on your computer, it also works on your iPhone, and it's super easy to set up. Just activate it on Safari and save on the go.
If you don't have Honey already, you could straight up be missing out.
And by getting it, you are not only doing yourself a solid, but you're supporting our show. And who wouldn't want to support our show?
I'd never recommend something that I don't use. Get Honey for free at honey.com/LTP.
Once again, that's honey.com/LTP. And remember, it's free. What did you work in before social media?
No trabajé. My family had like financial issues when I was younger, but by the time that I was able to get a job, yeah, all my siblings were able to like help and like everything was good. So my parents were like, mejor tú enfócate en el estudio. And then financial aid, obviously, like with college and stuff.
Yeah.
Pero nunca me tocó que
Oh, that's good.
I did apply for jobs because I was like, oh, I want my own money para no ser de mis papás porque todos modos me daba pena. I didn't get hired anywhere. The one time, I was so upset at this. I applied at a movie theater. I had 2 interviews. Actually, I had 3. The first ones were with girls and dice muy bien. Like, they were like, we think you'd be perfect. You guys said one of the counter people. And the last one was with a guy and he just didn't like me, I think. Because look, one of the questions he asked me, okay, I get it. He was like, oh, if someone wasn't doing their job, what would you do? And I was like, oh, I would probably just tell them like, oh, that they need to do it. If not, like, I was probably going to have to like tell someone. He's like, this isn't like, oh, I'm going to tell the teacher kind of thing. And I was like,
It's like, what the fuck?
I was like, okay, then they can just not do any of it. They can not do their job.
Yeah, literally, that's not my fault. I'm not the manager. You're
And
not
then he
picking
was
it
like,
up.
oh, it'd be better if you do it, and then you let me know. And I was like, ¿estoy hablando en español? Or like, I'm like, no
Do
me
you not
entiendes?
understand me?
I'm like, is English not working? Porque puedo hablar en español también. In French, bonjour, mademoiselle, parlez-vous français? Like, is that even French? I don't know.
No, shut up. It sounds like
And me
French.
believing it, I'm like, what did he just call me?
So I didn't get it. I even told my mom, I was like, mami, creo que se me van a agarrar. And she's like, qué bien. 2
And
weeks
then
went by, I
also-
called. I was like, oh, I just want to check in. They're like, sorry, we hired someone else. I was like, okay.
Oh, thank you.
But I'm petty. I've only gone back to that theater once. I forgot what movie I went to go watch, but it was just like one that I really wanted to watch, and I was like, fuck, wait, I
would have thrown all the popcorn everywhere and be like, you guys clean it up. I remember when I first started getting out of high school. No, actually I was 17 and my mom finally got my DACA. So when she got me my DACA, I was like, this was very brand new to everybody. I got hired at this noodle place and I was super happy because I love noodles and I already knew their menu. So it was super easy. I was super knowledgeable. I got hired on the spot and like the guy was like getting ready to do my paperwork and stuff. And le pasé mi DACA. And he goes, oh, what is this? I was like, oh, it's a work permit. Obama gave it to me. And he's like, okay, so what do I do with it? I was like, I don't fucking know. I'm just supposed to give it to you. And he's like, okay, give me a second. He's like calling like 4 different people, like panicking. He's like, okay, we'll go ahead and give you a call once it's all processed. I was like, but you didn't take my copy or anything. I went home, didn't worry about it. I already told my mom, I was like, I'm super excited that I'm gonna work. Like, I'm gonna have my own money. I'll give you my first check. I was so excited. And weeks passed by. I email the guy. I text him. I call. I even go to the place. I'm like, hey, is this person there? And he's like, no, they're not here. When they were clearly in the back. I literally stayed there and like ate my ice cream and I saw his ass coming out. And I was like, bitch, now you're fucking lying to me. Now I'm being discriminated. I can literally sue that motherfucking full place. But it was way too good that I was like, nah. Yeah, so after that, I was just kind of like, discriminated. I don't know what to do. Where do I go? Who do I tell? And I didn't have the social media power back then to like tell them shit off. But like, it was just very degrading to me as like a immigrant to be put in that position of like, oh, we can't give you this job because we don't know how to deal with immigrants. I'm like,
exactly.
Tengo muchos amistades que no tienen papeles. And it's tan difícil for them because it's only certain jobs.
Yeah.
And the jobs, they're not easy jobs.
yeah, they're not easy.
like-
They're like construction or
Factory,
forklift, factory. Yeah.
And like long hours in either like really
No
cold,
benefits.
really cold or really hot temperatures.
Yeah.
And like it's like in un lugar in donde like you can get hurt like if a forklift accidentally like drop something on you. Like it's those types of environments.
And then not only that, like if something like that happens as like an immigrant, like I'm sure for a fact, well, this was more like towards my parents and stuff like that. If they ever got hurt, they would be scared to sue because they would have like, I'm gonna get sent to Mexico. Exactly. Like I don't want to go back to Mexico.
I saw this. The guy said it was a joke, but I was like, a mí no se me hace chistoso. He made up a scenario like, this guy was working on construction on the roof and he fell through and he didn't have papers and he said that, I have a spam where I bully like bad people and I was sending him so many bad stuff.
It's not funny.
Like, to them it's like, and it's like, like it was just a joke. Like that didn't happen. I'm like, it's not funny because like you're opening a space for people to make hate. And I'm like, it's not easy for people going through that.
No.
And I remember when I saw that video, I got so frustrated. I even told her, I was like, this guy's so fucking stupid. Really? And I reported the thing on my personal account. There's certain points where I don't really give a fuck about like doing stuff like that. I'll report it. Even drama channels, I'll report it if they're using my motherfucking name. Don't use my name for profits or anything like that. Or if you're fucking coming out to show any type of hate, I'm gonna report your ass. I don't care. But that video never got taken down. I'm like, bitch, I literally said I wanted to suck dick on TikTok and I got taken down. But something about immigrants can't get taken down.
One time I said fuck and TikTok was like, ¿sabes qué? No. Te bloqueo, y eso no. But if it's a white person.
If it's a white person.
It's el sol, la luna y las estrellas son. No, sí. Ellos son todo.
Literally.
I feel like now that we're bringing up the topic about like white people, for the white people that are fucking hater ass bitches, I'm gonna say it straight. Me and Ellen ended up going to VidCon and I felt very, I don't know about you, but I felt very outcasted, very about to call ICE vibes. Like it was just a really weird environment where the only people of color were noticeable. That's how bad it was. And it was such little amount of Latino influencers out there or Mexican influencers that I could literally hold them in my palms. Like that's how little this industry is.
And I made a little video talking. I didn't say anything like that in depth, but I know que like it's still important for us to go porque it's like some representation is better than all. Exactly. Even though I think I'm like they could have gone. There's so many Latino influencers out there. I'm like they should have been there before me if I'm being honest. But I'm like if I got the opportunity, I'm gonna go and like try to like do something with it. ¿Verdad?
Exactly.
One of my friends who's not an influencer, she went to go see people. She was like, it's white. Where's that? Where are ethnic people? And I was like, there are none. I'm like every like Hispanic or Latino person I saw, I know them and they all stay in little groups. You know?
Yes, very much that. They're at every party of like Latinos, like Soraida's, for example, or Chris's,
and you see them everywhere. And it's like you see them there too because I'm like, we're the only ones.
We're the only ones that are on there.
And then even the like, I'm not gonna say any names of like events that were held. They had a Latino like party. Do you know? It was the size of probably like an alleyway and like short. And I'm like, pero like the white people have a party and it's like they take up a whole like gallery room. Pero when a Latino has a little thingy, it was like probably like 8 feet wide and probably like 20 feet long. And I'm like, I'm pretty white, like mira mi piel, but I'm like, that man is Italian white. Él is like, he's from Europe white. You know what I mean? And they were there and I'm like you couldn't even like do a little bit
more
like,
research and stuff. Like I understand that TikTok is such a big platform right now and that there's still not a lot of people in the industry that are Latino or Mexican or anything like that, but it's not that hard to find them. We're all over the place. We're on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. It's the ignorance that the brands won't find them. And I've always said that it's the brands that don't want to have that type of thing. And even if we speak Spanish, like the brands are like, no, I don't want Spanish, I want English. I'm like, that's not my brand, babes.
Sorry, not for you.
Not for us. When me and Irma did our sponsorship, I told the person that helps us out with our ads on this podcast is like, you know, if we're going to do our podcast or anything like that, our show is strictly English and Spanish. You guys want to take that away from us? We will not do the ad. I don't care how much money it is. Like, we will not do it. It's just, 100%. It's not fair for us. Now, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. Better, H-E-L-P. Honestly, here on Let's Talk Pendejadas, you guys already know that that's not something that we hide is our mental health. Our mental health is definitely super important. And when you need help, it's definitely not something that you need to be scared of or ashamed of. Getting help is one of the best ways that you can invest in your mental health. And honestly, BetterHelp is the best way to do so.
There are plenty of ways to support your healthy brain, learning a new language, or taking power naps. There's also Better HELP online therapy.
Definitely not ashamed to be talking about that I used to have therapy. It's nothing shameful to have at all. When I had therapy, it was definitely a lot easier for me to understand my mind and understand the emotions that I have. And that's what pretty much BetterHelp is. It's an online therapist and they make it a lot more easier and a lot more accessible to you wherever you are.
I personally have never tried therapy, but ever since I started using Better HELP, honestly, it has saved me a lot of time instead of me driving over to a therapist. It's literally all done here at home. So if I'm having a mental breakdown, I'm ready and set to go online.
And honestly, it's a lot more affordable than your regular therapist. And not only that, it is super private. And if you want to go ahead and do a phone call, a text message, or even a video call, BetterHelp is there for you. And even sometimes, if you don't feel comfortable with showing your face, BetterHelp actually has options for that as well. You can get matched with a therapist within 48 hours. And honestly, that's a lot quicker than trying to get a perfect therapist for you out there. Go ahead and go to BetterHelp, HELP.com/LTP.
Once again, that's betterhelp.com/LTP to go right ahead and get 10% off.
Your first month.
Love it.
Invest in yourself. Okay, ladies. So we ended up taking a shot off camera. We actually had his friend take a shot with us.
Shout out Tori.
Shout out Tori for taking a shot with us. You're gonna get horny later.
Actually, la tequila.
The tequila gets you horny. If you don't know, if you're not a real tequila drinker, tequila gets you fucking horny.
We're gonna have an orgy after this.
Don't play, because then when I'm at like the orgy, you're gonna be like, don't you me? It's not a game anymore.
It's not a game anymore.
It's like my voice turns into Pop Smoke. I'm like, I'm feeling romantic.
Say less than
We were talking about pretty much just like social media in general, in a sense of like the Latino community. With that being said, I just kind of want to say like we need to be more included.
Yeah.
You need to show our skin more often. And more billboards, more like everything. I just feel like we need our space. This is why I ended up doing Let's Talk Pendejadas, because of that reason. I will, of course, I mean, if there's a white creator that I like is going to come on the show, of course, but my main attraction is, of course, my own raza, which is the Latino community, the Mexican community, anything else other than white. That's all I care about, because we need to have more recognition in this world. No tengo vergüenza yo talking about that I'm undocumented, because I want it to be normal. Yeah. I want it to be normal that we exist and that we are not scared anymore. Do you feel included in this space of the social media world?
Yes and no. I feel included on my own TikTok, like when I'm like doing my own thing. Porque it's like, I know que like my comadres are so fucking real comadres. You actually like keep me sane, because I feel like it's like a private story, you know? And like you guys are there talking, pero, well, like messaging me, pero sometimes when I go to like events and stuff, especially like I've mentioned this in my TikTok, I don't come from a rich family. So going to these events sometimes, like I've even told like mi amiga Tori, I'm like, when I go coming from like literally a low income household and knowing that all these people are like rich basically and they've never had like any kind of struggle, like my family was basically homeless at a point. We had to move with family. Wow. So sometimes I just don't feel like normal around them. Like you could just tell que like se te queda mirando, or since I do Spanish TikToks, even though I do Spanglish, they don't see it on their For You page, so they kind of are just like, oh, who's that? Like, why are they here? But yeah, in events, not really. That's why like if I go to an event, I see a Latino, I'm like, let me go,
family.
Let me go with you, porque like yo sé que al menos like vamos a tener something in common.
Yes, very much that.
Do you feel like it takes a toll on like your mental health?
That's my thing. I'm like, my secret weapon to being happy is not thinking about things. I'm like, as long as I don't think about it, todo está bien.
Like, I wish I could do that, because I can't do that. I literally had a phone call with my mom right now, and I was telling her like, since I haven't been working because of my whole DACA situation and with my visa situation, this is the first time I'm ever home, and like I don't know what to do with my life. You know what I mean? Like I kind of wake up in the morning and I'm like, okay, wake up, clean, take out my dogs, eat, edit, come back up, take out my dogs again, smoke, go to sleep, wake up. I'm like, it's very repetitive. I just don't know what to do right now. Like I feel like Irma right now. I feel like I'm such an overthinker about absolutely everything. It's just, I need to learn your ways. Like honestly, I need to stop giving a fuck.
With me, I always tell myself, like the one quote that I always tell everyone, I'm like, just repeat this to yourself, todo va a estar bien. Literally, I can have $3 in my bank account. He's like,
let me show you my $3.
I'm like, because sometimes people think that like, oh, like you do social media, like you're rich.
Yeah.
Like you guys can't see this, but let me zoom in. Available balance, 333 angel numbers.
Todo va a estar bien.
I saw that and I was like, you know what? Todo va a estar bien. I'm like, no voy a apurar de eso. Todo pasa por una razón. I'm going to find a way out of it. Like, 100%. Everything's going to be good.
And I definitely felt that, because I'm here like $2.91 in mine.
I don't know how much balance I have in mine. Yo no quiero ver. Yo no tengo nada.
Literally just like...
No, you know what? Oh my God, you kind of like just hit me in my soul right now. Like, it is so true. Like, everything is going to be okay. I feel like we overthink life way too much, where we just kind of just think that, like, yeah, I might have $3.33 today, but what if tomorrow I have $1,000? What about the next day I have $5?
Literally.
Like, we don't know what's gonna come. I'm so blessed right now. I don't know. I keep repeating this because I feel like you guys are not taking me as serious when I say I don't have a job right now. I don't have income coming in because I don't have my status here in the United States. I'm so happy enough that I know that I'm okay.
Right.
And it's just, I keep overthinking, and now you put me in my place. You literally put me in my place and said, everything is gonna be okay.
Literally.
It really is. I have been overthinking this since I stopped working, but everything has been okay. I just kind of been worrying because I'm just scared of what's gonna happen tomorrow.
100%.
And I need to stop doing that.
Soy inmenso, pero literally, even when I'm like so stressed about stuff, I'm like, me puedo estresar o puedo nomás estar like pretending everything's fine, and eventually like everything will be fine.
And you know what? I just found out not too long ago. I didn't know this. I'm not a health person, so don't quote me on this. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a doctor, but I heard stress can really kill you. Like straight up kill you. Like you'll be dead. Like I did not know that. Like I guess like something in your body, just you overstress yourself, and I guess your blood pressure goes high, and then you could die potentially from it. I don't know. I don't really know the full scientific thing of your body, why you can die from stress. But when that ended up happening, when me and Irma, you guys know, I don't know if you saw what happened with me and Irma. We had like a whole canceling moment on Alan's podcast. So me and Irma were really stressing about the podcast because we were both really new about this, and we were stressing a lot to the point where like I would burst out in tears, or I would have a headache, or I wouldn't eat good and stuff like that. And then just one day I kind of just snapped out of it, stopped caring, and just let it flow. And after that,
it's been just
been so smoothly.
Yeah.
And literally, I've said it 3 times, pero todo va a estar bien. Like, it sounds dumb, pero you can either fight it or you can just be like, okay.
Exactly. No, honestly, and it's crazy because I'm such an overthinker, and day by day, like Danny knows this, every single day, I'm always stressing about one little thing. One little thing will stress me out, and I start overthinking everything. I'm thinking it's a whole fucking, like the world is literally about to fucking end and shit. Like,
and then it doesn't end. The world doesn't end.
And I'm just like, and Danny sometimes puts me in my place, and he's like, bitch, all you have to do is this, chill the fuck out, you're fine. And I'm like,
you're right, I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm sorry.
I feel like in my TikToks, estoy contento. Like, yo nomás subo videos cuando estoy like happy, like siento contento, and they just assume que, oh, like no tiene problemas, like everything's fine. I'm like, hay muchas cosas nomás que I just ignore them, and I just act happy. You know?
You're so good with that. You're honestly, like, to be 100% honest with you, you're so blessed to have that mentality. Like 100%. It's just, it takes a lot of like a very strong person to do that. I can show that I'm strong. You guys can see that I'm strong, but mentally, someone might not be strong. I don't know you as a personal level. You know, whenever we hang out and stuff like that, you are always the most nicest, most humblest person I've ever met.
Like,
and that's honestly so sweet. Like I appreciate that so much. That's like the best compliment you could give me. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Because I'm like, a mí no me gusta eso. Like, a mí no me gusta eso de que,
the
like,
flaunting
or being like, even with other people, when I see that, I'm like, I don't want to be your friend if you're gonna be like así de crédito. Like, me cae mal.
Yeah, it took me so long to understand that money doesn't really revolve the world. Yes, I can have nice stuff because everyone wants something. That's not deniable.
Exactly.
But there's a difference between flaunting and, you know, having it for yourself because it makes you feel good. Like when I grew up, I had like these cousins that would always be like, I have the new DS, and my mom would be like, well, I'm working at Denny's tonight. Like, I can't afford that. Like, we're barely making rent, and we're living in a fucking like box, like room, you know? So I grew up very much humbled in that sense. Now that I have the ability to give myself these things, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. If you think it's if anybody thinks it's flaunting, I'm not flaunting. Because you think it's flaunting, that's not my fault.
It's basically you recovering your inner child.
Yes, it really is that.
Las cosas que no tenías de chiquito que puedes cerrar. Because sometimes, like, okay, when I do have money, I like spoiling myself and like my friends with it, because I'm like, yo no tenía eso de chiquito. So I like doing it now that I can. I'm like, I can do that. And sometimes, like, see Mason, like, oh, you need to stop like doing that, and like you're wasting money. Yeah,
but no.
Pero también I'm like, I didn't have this.
And you know what? I've been seeing a lot of TikToks. I don't know. My fucking phone listens to me. This is what bugs the shit out of me. I've been hearing a lot of your 20s are not necessarily for you to be working so that in your 30s you can be financially free and then party. No, babes. Your 20s is for you to have fun. Your 20s is for you to spend your money. Your 20s is for you to make a great memory.
Exactly.
Everybody has always told me, even my motherfucking teachers, your 20s are for you for working. I'm like, no. I'm gonna turn that stereotype upside down and fucking say, fuck you. I'm gonna do whatever I want. It's my 20s. It's my life. It's my memories.
At the end of the day, with our 20s, we're still discovering ourselves. There's no rush. We just got out of our teen ages. Like, we're just growing up. We're learning. Like, we're fully, barely developing. Like, fun fact, once we turn 25, our brains are fully developed, our frontal lobe, which is meaning we're gonna be be fully aware of what exactly we want to do in life.
Y la cosa también es que, like, people que, like, okay, like, you're good if you have a job y que you're, like, working on that, pero también, you should be able to have fun porque, literally, como dicen las mamás, uno nunca sabe. What if si te mueres mañana y te queda ahí todo el dinero? Like, no viviste nada, you're like, oh, I'm gonna, like, rest when I'm 30. What if you don't make it to 30? Y no gozaste nada de tu juventud.
And then all your money is saved for what? Your funeral? Bitch, I'm so fucked up. Bitch, I hate myself. No, but it
but
really
it's okay
is like
though, because I won't even have any money left, so it's okay. I'm just kidding.
I'm like, that's your problem. I'm
dead already. If you can't bury me, fuck, just throw me in a river. I don't care.
Nah, I want to get buried with a tree, that's for sure. Just saying.
Hacen como uno compost, a little bog, y lo pone al suelo y de ahí crece un árbol. Y yo quiero eso.
I want to be turned into a diamond.
You know what? Like into different jewelry, so am I going to have a diamond?
Oh, you'll probably die before me.
Pues quién sabe.
Porque
¿quién sabe? Con las adicciones.
With the addiction.
Más pronto.
Literally. To stir around the topic of this social media world, is it okay if we talk about your boyfriend?
Yes.
Todo enamorado. So, how did it start? How did it go? How are you guys?
Okay. Tinder, we matched one time, I think, pero didn't message. One thing about me, yo soy very outgoing for many things, but when it comes to talking to people, nunca. Porque I don't know if you had this experience, pero and I come from a really small town, entonces no había tanta, like, quotations around. So I never got that, like, high school experience of, like, learning to talk to people, learning to do stuff. So I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wait till someone approaches me. Because I'm like, you never know, ¿qué pasa si me hacen hate crime? Or, like, you know, stuff like that. So I was like, I'm just gonna, like, once I finally, like, got to college and I was able to, like, be around more people, I was like, okay. So the second time that I went to back home, me hizo DM on Tinder, and we started talking, and it's one of those cosas in donde, like, right away you kind of start, like, talking really fast, and it went really well. We started talking, and then last month, wait, what was the last month? June?
No, July.
Oh yeah, it's August. In June, he asked me out.
How did he ask you out?
He knows I love Centenario, so he got me a bottle of Centenario. He knows I love Mexican Coke, las de vidrio, que son hechas de México. Me agarró dos de esas, una bolsa de Takis, porque amo los Takis, y luego un pastel. I don't like pastel, but I like the frosting, so me agarró un pastel que
he listens to you. Oh, that is so sweet.
What's his name again?
Daniel.
Jesus San Daniel, kissing in the tree. Kissin.
That's not my verse, babe. It's Fucking.
Oh, y me agarró Crocs que tienen nuestras J and a heart and then D. Pero la cosa que hizo que I'm like, okay, like I really do like him. He wrote down all the stuff I like. Cuando le dije los nombres de mis hermanas y mi hermano, he wrote it down on his calendar para que no se les olvidara el nombre de mis papás. He has a list of my favorite, like, candies, lo que me gusta comer. He memorized my order from Taco Bell.
Oh my God.
Like, sabe que he knows que me gusta.
Oh my God, I've been with Alan 6 years. He still doesn't even know how to turn off the light when I go to sleep. Like, this bitch forgets. I like water when I get upstairs. He doesn't even fucking remember to bring me water. I have to bring it myself. He'd be like, "Ay, babe, I'm too lazy."
No, it's like something about me. I'm like, especially like, you know, como being in a Hispanic household, dads can be a lot. So growing up, I was like, nunca me voy a dejar de un hombre que alguien me trate como trató a mi mamá.
Right.
So he's like so polite, so like perfect in every way. I'm like, yo puedo salir. And sometimes I'm like, literally, the other day a friend was like, oh, do you want to go out? Like, where will your boyfriend get mad? And I was like, he won't get mad. Like, why would that even be an issue?
That's so crazy, huh? That's like the normal now. Like, oh, is your boyfriend gonna get mad if you go out?
Literally,
I'm like, bitch, no.
Like, don't ask me that. Like, that's a stupid question.
Yeah,
no,
like,
of course
don't be
not.
fucking saying that.
Pero I'll just tell him, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go out with some friends. We're gonna go do this. He'll be like, okay, be safe, babe. And he'll be like, what time do you think you'll be home? And I'm like, oh, I'm not sure. He's like, text me, and if you're awake, we'll FaceTime a little bit, and then you can go to bed, or you can. Or sometimes he'll be like, oh, if you're sleepy, just FaceTime me, and I'll just be on FaceTime, and you can go to sleep.
Oh, stop! I'm gonna cry.
No, yo.
I hate being single.
No, pero.
No, that's good. I'm so happy for you. Oh my God, that's like so cute. Like, I kind of miss like when me and Alan used to be like that, like in the beginnings. Like, it just, you know, like now it's just kind of like a mature relationship where like if I want to hug, I'll be like, babe, I want to hug, give me a kiss, you know, and stuff like that. We're so used to each other like that. Where like the love is kind of just like, we know it's there, and we're just kind of like, he'll go to the store and he'll be like, oh babe, I brought you like your chocolates. Yes. I know you remembered I wanted your chocolates. Or I'll bring him hot Cheetos, like little tiny things like that. But yes, I do miss like the very honeymoon stage.
Yes.
That's my favorite. So cherish it. 100%. Take it in. And like, take it in.
All of it.
La cosa es que, like, obviously, I don't know if you guys saw it, but you saw post a video about me, but like, oh, I was sick and my boyfriend made me breakfast.
Yes.
Oh, yes. That's
so
how I'm gonna be a fucking chismosa right now. Don't judge me. I literally go to Alan. I was like, babe, he has a boyfriend. And he's like, yeah, I saw. I was like, they're so cute. And then I sent it to Irma, and I was like, he has a boyfriend. They're so cute.
I was just like, bitch,
yeah, because I also saw that Manny also just got a boyfriend too, and I was like, oh my god, this is like so cute. Like it's cute because it's like, to me as like a gay man, seeing someone in a relationship that's fully in love, it's just kind of like, it's very bubbly.
Yes,
it
warms my heart. Honestly,
I feel like it's like the movies. Like when I'm watching you guys, it's very like you guys are gonna go to Italy and then kiss and then throw like coins in the river and then run through the street. Me throwing everything.
Pero obviously you guys see que my intrusive thoughts, even if like there's no sexual attraction to someone, I just say stuff porque me gusta decirlo.
Yeah. The way that you're describing it, I'm sure he doesn't get mad, but does he ever bring it up like, oh babe, don't say that on social media like now that we're together? Oh, that's good.
So, like, that's why I'm like,
you got a secure man right there.
No, I'm like, me deja que haga lo que sea, obviously. And the thing is, I get very guilty with things. So like, even when I've gone out and like people have flirted with me, when I get back home, I'm like, someone talked to me and they said this. I said this back. Like one time I was at a party, I was chewing a piece of gum porque Tori me lo había dado. And some guy came up to me, he's like, oh, are you chewing that piece of gum so you can make out with me afterwards? And I was like, no. I turned around and I told him, and he's like, you don't have to tell me. And I was like, I know, but I just want you to know que like,
I'm here for you,
I'm like,
baby.
I'm loyal.
So you better not fucking lose me, bitch.
Pero with my content, like if anything, he'll just send it to me and he'll be like, oh really, now with the little eye emoji.
Oh, I know what you mean.
He'll just
I know
do
what
a
you mean.
like, and I'll be like, oh, did it make you upset? He's like, oh no, I thought it was funny because he knows that that's my type of humor. Like,
oh, when you're like, I'll show you my verga.
So it's like literally like super sweet. That's why like I know que like people are like, oh, why haven't you like posted that much about him?
Right.
Because there's difference. Private sometimes it's not hiding. Porque I also know myself, I can be jealous, not with him, but with other people because I'm like, I trust him, but I don't
trust others. Thank you so much to this follower for all of your supports. Te chupo la chicha el rato. Don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias at Call Me Danny.
Mine's are my tits XO.
Jesus Acevedo X43.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day, you guys.
Love
Bye.
y'all.
I forgot.
Like, what were we talking about?
What are we talking about? Bitch, you guys want to know something? Bitch, we literally, first time ever in Let's Talk, I'm looking at the sign to remember. To remember my own show. I'm like, first time ever in Let's Talk Pendejadas. We finished the fucking almost bottle.
Yeah. Not yet, we are.
We are gonna finish it. Actually, everyone ready? We're all gonna do it together.
Gosh. I already feel like getting. I'm scared.
Oh my god, Comadre's going in.
Comadre! Comadre!
Let God be with us in all our souls. Irma, finish it. Actually, don't. Did you finish it? Did you finish it?
Actually don't.
Actually, don't.
You.
Now she's gonna have to take a shot. Come to the camera. Come.
Tori,
You're taking the shot. You're taking a shot. Sit here.
She's gonna sit in this chair. This is Tori.
Stop. No, you're
Irma's cancelled.
Tori's replacing me.
Ready. We're all gonna do it together. This is Let's Talk Pendejadas. Okay, ready? And this is Let's Talk Pendejadas. We get our guest drunk and our guest is guest drunk.
Because no one does it like that.
Literally.